And a further conclusion to the deep dive video I did on the Adam and Eve story and how it relates to man's fall from higher levels of consciousness to lower levels of consciousness. After they took, Eve took a bite, right? And she didn't become like God. Nothing changed. She wasn't there and then able to do anything. The only thing she did was to tell the man to, even then, from a godlike perspective, she shouldn't have even had to conversate with him. She could have just like abracadabra and then he would have just done that, right? So these new cars, man. Anyway, yeah, so it doesn't really add up even from that point of view. Like, they didn't become gods. In fact, they became ashamed of what they had done, and nothing changed. Nothing changed. They weren't able to use their godlike powers to stay in the garden. They weren't able to do anything. In fact, they got sort of like bound into the 3D. And I think all of us that are in the 3D world somehow came here because of a similar thing. That's my personal belief. You don't have to believe it. That's my belief. I believe that somehow, like, from an energetic kind of state, because a lot of people look at Earth as like a prison planet, and there are some strong points that they make as well. But it's not so much a prison planet. It's more like to be bound in the 3D where you can't leave unless you kind of like you essentially destroy yourself. You can't just leave of your own free will and come back in your own free will. Like, you can't. We're bound here somehow. I think we all kind of like were lured here. We were beguiled. I think. And if you read a lot of NDS, their stories, it's almost like there's a lot of merit to that. But yeah, that's just another aspect of things I thought about. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. So the point is, like, you don't need to, don't let anybody even convince you that you could be anything. You're you. Like, you play a specific role in this reality. You are where you are, and yeah, it's kind of crazy.